Mainland authorities have arrested a man in connection with Wednesday's deadly explosions in Shanxi province. According to Xinhua News Agency, 41-year-old ex-convict Feng Jun admitted to the crime after he was captured during the early morning hours today. Police found self-made bombs in Feng's home and seized a vehicle they believe he used at the time of the blasts. He earlier served 9 years in prison for theft, but there's no word yet on a motive for the explosions 2 days ago. The blasts occurred in front of a Communist Party office building in the city of Taiyuan. 1 person died, 8 were hurt.
New government data out today shows mainland exports rebounded in October while imports accelerated. It adds to signs of a recovery in the world's second largest economy. Exports rose 5.6% compared with the same period last year. That's a big improvement over September's unexpected and rare decline of 0.3%. The improvement eases pressure on Beijing for more economic stimulus. It will allow the central government to focus on longer-term reforms to steer the economy to more sustainable growth based on domestic consumption instead of trade and investment. The issue is expected to be on the agenda when senior leaders gather this weekend for the third plenum of the 18th Party Congress.
Locally again, and the government has come under more fire for a possible move to import foreign labor. But Chief Secretary Carrie Lam stressed priority will be given to local workers. Kurdi Nandwani reports.
Concerned lawmakers expressed discontent with proposals to import workers. Chief Secretary for Administration Carrie Lam explained the government's stance at the LegCo House committee meeting. Unionist lawmaker Lee Chuk-yan said the consultation document only focuses on measures to import labor and nothing else.
My conclusion after hearing your speech is that, in fact, this is the prelude to labor importation. We think that sometimes emission of overseas talents may deprive local talents of opportunities.
The Chief Secretary for Administration acknowledged the issue is controversial. Lam also stressed that officials will first focus on local manpower before considering importing labor from elsewhere. Meanwhile, education sector lawmaker Ip Kin-yoon criticized the government for failing to take the sector into consideration when it comes to population planning.
In the past decade or so, when we talk about population policy and how our population impact on education, well, education is where we see the biggest problems.
The public consultation will take place over the next 4 months. Kirti Nandwani, TVB News.
Chinese University today set up the city's first urology research center. As Vicky Kung reports, it marks a giant step forward in the fight against prostate cancer among Hong Kong men.
A type of cancer that all men should watch out for. Prostate cancer is the third most common type of cancer affecting the male population in Hong Kong. In the past decade, the number of new cases detected each year has surged significantly. Although there are studies that investigate its causes among Caucasians, doctors said those results do not apply to Asians who have different genes. As a result, the Chinese University opened Hong Kong's first urology research center today in a pioneering attempt to help treat local patients.
In the past, because the disease is not that common, therefore there's not much literature or not much data on the behavior of the prostate cancer in the Chinese population. Hopefully, and with our effort and also the effort from the other local urologists, we can build up more data and helping our local people to understand the disease more.
Prostate cancer causes bone pain and difficulty in urination, as well as decreases patients' sexual ability. But because these symptoms do not appear in early stages, getting a health check is the best way to guard against the disease. Public hospitals currently diagnose patients with a blood sampling test known as PSA. PSA measures the level of proteins produced by the prostate. The higher the level, the more likely the patient has cancer. But a recent study conducted by the Chinese University found that a new test called PHI could detect the disease more accurately. Academics are now trying to create the world's first PHI database about the Chinese population. At the moment, the new PHI test is only available at private hospitals, but Chinese universities said it's seeking to introduce the technology at public hospitals too. Vicky Kong, TVB News.
The deepest tunnel in Hong Kong is the latest milestone of the city's sewage treatment system. It stretches all the way from North Point to Wan Chai and is part of a much longer system that is aimed at keeping Victoria Harbour clean. Stephanie Choi takes a look underground.
A descent into darkness. This section of the sewage tunnel is one of the latest developments of the Harbour Area Treatment Scheme. Construction for the section started a few years ago. At 160 meters below sea level, the tunnel required a lot of preparation work before construction began.
Imagine if you drill a hole into the ground. The water that come out, the pressure is adequate. If you put a hand against the hole, it will punch through your hand.
Workers drilled and blasted through the ground, creating a passageway that has a 3.5 meter diameter. Its girth allows large machinery to pass through.
This vehicle you see behind me carries away soil and rock particles left behind from explosions to be used as raw materials for other projects.
We can carry out our tunneling works without affecting any development above ground. So that's the benefits of having a deep sewage tunnel system.
Officials say since the treatment scheme came into effect almost 2 decades ago, water quality in Victoria Harbour has improved. The water has become more oxygenated and the presence of E. coli has gone down by almost 100%. Under the latest phase of the scheme, sewage is collected from the northern and southwestern parts of Hong Kong Island and sent to Stonecutters Island sewage treatment works. And when construction for this stage is completed, the scheme will be able to process an additional 750,000 cubic meters of sewage per day to 2.45 million cubic meters. Construction work for the tunnel between North Point and Wan Chai is expected to be completed at the end of 2014. Stephanie Choi, TVB News.
And it's time for some sports action.
Yep, tennis off the top today. Thanks, Sonia. Defending champ Novak Djokovic survived a 3-set thriller to reach the last 4 of the ATP World Tour finals. Standing in the way of the Serb was Juan Martín del Potro. The Argentine wasn't going down without a fight, holding firm to take the second set 6-3 and level the match after 75 minutes on court. But the Serb served up a clinical game in the decider to clinch it 6-3 and book his place in the semis. Del Potro can still make the last 4 if he beats Roger Federer, who kept his hopes alive with a straight sets win over Richard Gasquet. Meanwhile, Djokovic is looking ahead to the next match.
Even though I'm through to the semis, I want to win every match that I play on.
Football now, and Tottenham survived a potentially tricky encounter to move to the next round of Europe's second-tier club competition. Tony Sabine has more.
Jermaine Defoe was the hero for Tottenham as he scored a penalty to help Spurs beat Sheriff Moldova 2-1 in the Europa League. The victory means the Premiership team are now through to the knockout stage. Manager Andre Villas-Boas congratulated Defoe for scoring a club record 23rd goal in European competition.
We are all particularly happy for him. It's a great honor. I hope that you will mean also that this club will continue on in this competition to the later stages, so that it makes it even more prestigious for him.
Other winners on the night included Spain's Valencia, who won 3-2 against St. Gallen of Switzerland. Former European Cup holders PSV Eindhoven and Italy's Fiorentina were also among the other winners. Tony Sabine, TVB News.
And that's our news. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone.
Good night.
Good evening. The weather was mainly fine today. And as tonight's situation chart shows, the northeast monsoon is affecting southern China. Today's temperatures ranged from 22.8 to 26.9 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 60 to 81%, moderate to fresh easterly winds. The current temperature is now 24 degrees Celsius, with the relative humidity standing at 80%. A trace of rainfall has been recorded since midnight. So Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? It will be mainly fine tonight, cloudy during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 23 and 27 degrees. It will be windy with swells and a few rain patches on Sunday and Monday. Tomorrow's API is forecast at 45 to 110, and the pollution level will range from medium to very high. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 7. And here's the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai and Xiamen and showers in Taipei. Sunny in Guangzhou, bright in Macau, cloudy in Chengdu. Cloudy in Beijing, Seoul, and Tokyo. Thunderstorms in Bangkok, cloudy in Ho Chi Minh City, rain in Manila. Showers in Kuala Lumpur, thunderstorms in Singapore, rain in Jakarta. Bright in New Delhi, sunny in Karachi and Mumbai. Showers in Cairo. Sunny in Brisbane, thunderstorms in Sydney, showers in Melbourne, bright in Auckland. Cloudy in Toronto. Cloudy in Vancouver, bright in San Francisco, sunny in Los Angeles. Rain in London, Paris, and Amsterdam. And that's the weather. Have a lovely evening.